Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, episode number 89.
Can I say something on this
Sam
one?
Gagne.
Can I say something on 89?
Say something.
Can I say something on 89? And I'm going to say this right now. Oh, yeah. First off, I love Pavel Bure growing up. I didn't know hockey that well, being from Eureka, and you didn't have, like, NHL Network, Andy. You know exactly what I'm talking about. So, like, hockey cards were a big thing, Beckett's and all that shit. I loved fucking Pavel Bure and Alexander McGillney. I started playing with Jersey, and Almo was at the end of his career, and he played on a line with me because he was making too much money, and Lou put him on a line, the fourth line, with me and Victor Kozlov. So he not fucked two guys over, but these guys are making $5 million a year, and they're playing with me.
Are they speaking Russian?
In the locker room by me. Now listen, Alexander McGillney, Hall of Famer. Is he a Hall of Famer? He's going to be.
Think he is.
He defected. He's a badass-ass motherfucker. He did his shit. He's very underrated. Dominated with Buffalo. Dominated with Pavel, who had all the attention in Vancouver. He's on a line with a 21-year-old dipshit kid from Eureka who doesn't know how to break the puck out of the zone, but can hit guys. That's the most timeout. That's the most miserable fucking thing in the world for a guy that's 36 years old, that's making a ton of money, that wants to win another
For him,
cup.
not for you.
No. For him.
How nervous were you, though?
So my point, I was nervous of fighting the guys, not with Almo. I didn't even understand that. I didn't even understand.
You weren't nervous, like feeling like you had to get him the puck,
I didn't understand it enough because I was so worried about McGrattan or Orzi or some older guy that's just about to retire that I have to fight. That I was so worried about that. Alexander McGillney never said one negative thing to me ever. Never. Now, it might have been in Russian with Victor Kozlov.
He may have said it
I don't
in
give
Russian.
a fuck. I don't give a fuck.
That's the difference.
Listen to me.
Because I'm thinking,
No, stop. He never gave me the I know mannerisms, motherfucker. And I looked at him every time I get off the ice. I kind of look over there, and he would never say anything.
That's good to hear.
Listen to me. Now I'm not done. He came up to me on the bus, and he'd sit me down and be like, Cameron, and never be negative and talk to me about money, Andy. About money. He's like, you got to take your stocks into this. And by the end of it, I was confused what he's talking about.
You
with
had
everything.
No idea.
He was so
but
sweet
dude,
to me.
that is amazing that
89.
He would do that with a young kid and try to pass along that wisdom, that knowledge, whatever.
Nice.
See, I like hearing that because
so
that's one thing young kids need to understand more than anything. Or
older guys help out the young
older
kids.
Guys, the older guys need to be willing to do that too. But how to handle your money, how to take care of your money.
God, I didn't listen, though, Andy, obviously, but he was. It doesn't matter if I'd listen or not. The bottom line is he didn't have to be nice to me, man. And he was so mad at Lou and the organization, and he was sweet to me. And we didn't hang out or do anything, and I was psycho and wild, and he was still nice to me. And that's okay. I'll be a fucking clown at his bar mitzvah if he wants it.
I've heard you say that a couple times.
That just means I'll do anything.
What does that mean now?
I don't know.
Okay, so you said a few years ago you're in Eureka. Like growing up, whatever, you didn't know much about hockey, but you knew how great he was, right? You knew Alexander McGillney,
No, not from necessarily watching him. Maybe some games my dad took me to.
You knew he scored 76.
Maybe because you had a Beckett and you had hockey cards, but again, I was playing soccer and baseball. Like hockey wasn't in your face, just like like I wasn't nerdy about it where I'm like looking stuff up, but I had Beckett's and hockey cards, and he was cool. And I looked at his stats, and then you'd watch him, and he had his his shin pads tucked underneath. He had the megas for a while, just like Pavel did. The fucking megas with the white toques. Those are the sickest things in the world. Pavel Bure, when he had the megas and all that badass stuff, and he taped the top, like I love that shit. That's what got me. It's so weird, but that's what got me into it.
Kozlov, he was pretty damn good too, man.
I know he was a sweetheart too.
Was he nice?
And I know this is weird and corny, but guys, you have to understand, like. You watch these guys growing up, and then you play on the line with them, and you suck. You fucking suck. And they don't yell at you. Like, fuck. No. Yager would yell at me. Patty Elias would yell at me when I didn't give him a 2-on-1 pass in pregame skate.
Well, you probably deserved it.
I know. But I almost.
Speaking of which, we didn't talk about this on the last episode. We had Joey Koser, man. People love Koser.
Who is that, by the way? Is he a tough guy?
Pretty good, man. Lives in the woods, big right hand.
He does a ton of podcasts.
But, he made that does he? He made that comment about Bob Probert belonging in the Hall of Fame, and we didn't really touch on it. And we put it out on our Instagram and Twitter. Great clip.
Yeah.
Of Joey Koster.
Yeah, check those out and follow us, by the way. We will entertain you all night.
Where do you stand on that? A lot of people chimed in on it.
Man, I don't know. Like,
Hall of Famer?
I think he was reaching, to be honest with you. I love him. And, you know, I respect the shit out of him and all the big boys. Like, that's what we do. We're the bad boy club. We get all the bad boys on. But I don't know. No. He had so much attention anyway to where you can't take the Hall of Fame and be like, oh, here's another category. You can't do that. The tough guys, all of us, Chaser, everybody, even if they do complain and they are going through some tough shit, you had a pathway to be able to be successful after hockey. Now, some of the guys are so fucked up because they're concussions, it's hard to do. But I look at what I did, man, from nothing, not educated, anything, and I just found a way to do it, and I was popular enough to be able to do what we're doing now, Andy. Mm-hmm. And so, like, I look at it like, you don't need to take it to the next level and give him a Hall of Fame. Like, Bob Probert was sitting on his boat chilling with his lovely wife and stuff when he was set up. Mm-hmm. Okay, now he went through hardcore shit, but the Hall of Fame, that's a reach. Okay, in my opinion. You get my drift?
Well, yeah, and what he's saying is, like, he doesn't belong in the Hall of Fame the same way Brett Hall belongs in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, okay. Did I not see that?
No.
That right?
No, so I'm just trying to explain to people. So he's saying he belongs in the Hall of Fame because he's the best to ever do what he did. So do you agree with that?
Oh, if there wants to be like a certain Hall of Fame, a different one,
well,
then yeah.
But should the best fighter ever be in the Hall of Fame if fighting's part of the game? As a fighter, should he be recognized as a fighter?
No, is the best hitter part of the game?
Had some,
is the best penalty killer?
Some pretty good
timeout
offensive years too.
Is the best penalty killer in the Hall of Fame, which is probably more important, even when the heavyweights were the heavyweights. The best, like, come on with that. And it's the best, like, you know, you could go.
I mean, Guy Carbonneau was in there, man. Like,
I know, but he
was a pretty damn good penalty killer.
Yeah, but he won cups, he played a long time. If you want to make a separate category for, like, just like what the UFC does, okay, they do the bad motherfucker belt, where fucking Jorge Masvidal and fucking, you know, the Nick and Nate Diaz and those cats, or whatever the case is. If you want to do something separate, like the biggest warrior,
the fighting,
the
Hall
fucking Melinda Clark, Scotty Mellenby, the Keith Kachuk, or, well, he should be in, but you get my drift. Like, if you want to do something separate, then let's do it. But as far as a big boy club, Andy, right. I don't know,
that's fair,
homie.
But you know what? I love the fact that he said it, and it sparks conversation, man. It gets people talking about it.
Yeah, okay.
You know? So from that standpoint, you know, he saw it up close and personal.
We're in a studio. It's actually a lovely day in Missouri, guys. I know you guys are from everywhere, but we're chilling out. We're from everywhere.
So anyway, so he loves his boy Proby.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Yeah. No, I get that.
Yeah.
Well, you got something else to ask
me?
You
said something the other night
questions.
about, what did you say? I'm going to watch a movie and eat some nerds and go to bed. Like, is that your routine? Like, what are you
If you're going to get the quote right, get the fucking quote right.
What's the quote?
Sometimes, Andy, when you know, I don't know how you do it because you're a buzzsaw and you're my motherfucker, you're my bulldog. You're an absolute bulldog. But sometimes when you have to get up and you have to do a show, would you text me? Like, I got to talk to you, get a Zoom call. My point was, when I get tired at night, man, like, me and you do 3 Zoom calls a morning. Then I host a radio show, which I have to get up, and there's not much going on, Andy. No. So when I'm going to talk hockey the whole time in St. Louis, it doesn't work that way. These people want to be entertained, man. So you got to, like, think of something funny, creative, whatever, like Halloween. Why are these 17-year-old kids, or blah, 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 blah. But on the other hand, man, like, it wears me out, brah. By like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, you do radio show.
So what's the quote? You said, I'm going to eat some fucking nerds and go to bed.
You go, what are you doing? Can we talk? I go, no. I'm watching a fucking movie with my wife, who's also worn out from probably working a 12-hour day, wasting a lot of money. Of course, she's going to stop working if we keep doing this podcast, right? And we're chilling watching a movie, and I don't want to talk to you. And I had nerds. No. I had nerds. I had a glass of wine, and I had like maybe a Snickers bar from all the candy that I scavenged, and I can't talk. My brain's done.
It's too much candy.
It's fucking done.
I'm done.
Candy. I'm done for the night. And then I wake up the next day, and I wake up before Kate, and I the dog gets up with me. I look next door to my little like area, and there's candy wrappers everywhere. And I'm like, fuck. No wonder my stomach hurts all day long, and I can't fit in my Lulu pants.
Oh, my God.
My ball sack hangs out, and people like, oh, Cam, what's wrong with you?
Somebody sent me a picture of a truck And I thought, I was like, oh, shit, here we go. It's going to show me.
Yeah.
And it was like a horseshoe or something. Didn't even make sense. What does that mean?
Oh, on
yeah, the horseshoe.
It was still kind of a manly thing. But when people have like big Dodge Rams in Western Canada, the fucking good old boys like big Steve McIntyre, I'll throw his fucking name out there, shit-kicking motherfucker. Knock cats out with both hands. He probably would have a ball sack on the end of his big old truck.
Would he?
He's a cowboy.
What does that symbolize?
I don't know. Like, I'm the King Dick.
Okay.
Because he kind of is. Dude, he posts shit. Like, John Morassi, all these guys. I love all these Canadian boys that post. I follow them all on Facebook. I love it. Mm-hmm. And they post these pictures of them in the middle of nowhere on a ranch, Andy, where you have no fuck clue. Neither do I. But you certainly would, as being from the wealthier part of wherever the fuck you're from. They're on horses. They're wrangling up cows and shit. They're like cooking their own meals.
They're roping, man.
They're roping shit. And then they go kill their thing and God, fuck, you're a man. Like, you're a man. Andy, you're a little boy. I'm kind of like the 13-year-old little boy who's kind of going through puberty.
But now you're shooting guns a little bit?
I am a little bit.
Are you?
We got a sponsor, yeah. And
you like doing that?
No. I'm not good with guns. I don't. But if you come in my house, I'm going to put you down kind of thing. If you rob my car, I'm like, if I'm out there, maybe I'll smack you around. But now the guys that are robbing the cars have guns too, so I'm like, what are you going to take? Would you
let them just take the car? Or would you go out there and confront?
Depends on where I'm at. If it's like 4 a.m, I'm like, if you're take the fucking truck.
If you're eating nerds.
Here's how it is, though. I'll tell you this. Actually, great question. No sports going on. This is what we talk about. If you get your car stolen, Andy, you want the motherfuckers to burn it, drive it into a river, total the thing somehow, wreck it, or whatever the case is. Because if you don't, these motherfuckers are going to take it, they're going to smoke crack in it, they're going to spin out the tires so bad, they're going to do nasty shit in there, and they're going to leave it on the side of the street. So 2 weeks later, they call you, and they're like, hey, Cam. I'm like,
we found your truck.
I'm like, oh, this is St. Louis Police Department. I'm like, oh, fuck, what? They're like, camera, look, dude. Your brother's car. We found it in Martin Luther King Boulevard. You got to come get it. We'll follow you there. We'll do it. I'm like, okay. And we look at it, and you open it up, and you're like, keep it. Take the $9,000. It's my brother's car. Fucking take it. You can keep it. I left it fucking. Oh, God. You just want it to be totaled. Right.
You don't want that back, man. You want that insurance money. You want that insurance money back. You want it totaled. All right.
We just had to accept it.
Yeah. Anyway, all this hockey talk right now about what they're going to do next season. All Canada division, bubble divisions. How are they going to make all that work?
I don't know, dude.
I mean,
how do they make the bubble work?
The players have to. Well, no, they can make that part work. Are the players going to agree to it?
They're going to agree to whatever the fuck they're.
When the money's gets them paid.
Like, we're going to sit a year out because we're half of us are. But no, that's not how it works. You're going to suck it up, and you're going to have to, or you're not going to get paid.
They're talking about like basically going to one city like 2 weeks at a time. Like college hockey, for example. Like some of these schools are going to hub up in one city, stay there for 2 weeks, play 10 games, then go home, then go to another city eventually a few weeks down the road.
Can I explain it?
Yeah.
How it works? And I didn't do this, but if you ever played in the East Coast, up in Alaska.
Oh, yeah. If you played in Alaska, you try. Hey, even the college team up in Alaska, when they go on road trips, it's not a 2-day road trip. They're going on the road for a while.
They are. And it's like you're going to be at home for a while. And that's just how it goes. And they suck it up, and they take care of you up there in a certain way.
You ever been to Alaska?
No, but Scotty Gomez is up there acting like he's fucking killing shit. No, you're not, Scotty. You're not fucking killing anything. You're watching your buddies do it, and you're probably sitting on a fucking really cool, some sort of like big old 4-wheeler while you're just driving around and watching your buddies do shit.
I've spent time in Alaska, dude.
I don't believe that either.
I have.
You're such a fancy lad.
I've been snowmobiling in Alaska. I've hung out with the horned sheep. Dude, I've been on the Seward Highway, like driving from Anchorage to Seward. I was in the middle of a serious blizzard. Blizzard.
All have. You're talking to Canadians right now.
Oh,
it's so funny.
But like
Andy's. Did you hear what he said? He's bragging about being in a blizzard to all y'all. Are you fucking kidding me?
Hey, but they know this is not like your typical blizzard. This is in Alaska, man.
Were you stuck somewhere and you had to kill something to save your family? I don't want to hear about it.
I couldn't see for miles in front of me. This kid who was driving me, like he's from there, and he's just driving like it's a normal day.
Because he's tough.
Jesus.
He's a mountain man.
I could survive there, though. I could
Andy,
live in
you
Alaska.
can't even survive in the poor part of Ladue.
What do you mean? I could live there in a heartbeat, dude. I would love to live in Alaska.
Scotty Gomez can't. Look,
Alaska's
Scotty's acting
the
like
most-
he's killing shit.
Alaska's
up
the
there.
most peaceful, untouched, most beautiful state we have in the country.
Oh, fucking. Well, Colorado.
Well, Hawaii's there.
Timeout.
Hawaii's there.
Hawaii, Wyoming,
Montana,
Idaho,
Montana.
Colorado. Come on now. Alaska's too hardcore for me. If
Is
you
it?
really want to ask me, I like you, Alaska. The people there, I watch you on TV. You guys are hardcore. Do I want to live your life? Fuck nah. Fuck nah. I'm chilling in the middle of Missouri, baby, where I can deal with the lovely leaves like I'm looking at right now. It looks like Thanksgiving out. I like that. I don't want snow right now. I don't. I don't want to kill bears. I'm not good with that shit. If you come in my house, different story. But if a bear, like, I can't. Like, I like you, bear. I don't like when people kill bears, to be honest with you.
Oh, God.
I don't like big game sport.
No.
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah, say it.
There's no hockey going on.
There's like nothing going on.
I don't kill the deer, kill all the little things that are overpopulated. I get that. Fine. I still not good at doing that stuff because I love animals. I have my precious babies at home. I don't want them dead. I don't want them shot. But deer, I'm gonna hit you in my fucking car. I don't want to do that. But if you go to goddamn South Africa or Africa, and you kill a lion, fuck you.
Oh, I agree with that.
Why are you doing that? The thing's just sitting there
No,
with
those
his
people
pride,
are
and you
messed
just
up.
fucking kill it. I don't get that, motherfucker. I
po-
want to hit you.
I
is what
posted
wanna
a
do.
video a few days ago. You met my dog for the first time, and you're rolling around on the ground with it.
because it's just a precious little baby, and you probably don't even feed it or give it attention. Because you're like, who the fuck knows? You're trying to like a trade going on, and the precious baby wants to like have attention with his daddy, but there's a trade going on. That's why I give it to him.
A trade going on. Is there a trade going on?
No,
Is there
there's
anything?
nothing.
Is there anything going on right
But
now?
if you do kill lions, though, I don't get that.
no, and people kill
You
like
fucking motherfucker.
elephants,
Why?
leopards,
Stop.
cheetahs.
They're not
and
overpopulated.
then they take pictures with like the cheetah like hanging around like
motherfucker.
on their shoulders.
I know. I don't. And I.
They spend some serious money for that too, don't they?
Yeah, they do. And even the bear, and I know our owner hunts, and we talked to Tom Stillman about this, where bear will try to climb in
He
his
hunts
fucking,
like turkeys
I
and
know.
stuff like that. Dude.
But like, I don't want to like chirp hunters because I'm around them all the time. I'm from Middle Missouri. I'm the only one that doesn't do it. I played hockey. But if you're killing big game, I don't know. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if you kill a lion and you post it and I look at you like, good job, fuck boy.
Isn't
fuck
it? Isn't
you.
it like major like crime there? Like,
No,
it's
I think they
illegal
do
to do.
that.
No, it's illegal. I think.
No, I think that you go on hunting safaris where
Okay.
they pay these people.
To take you out there.
Look, I might be completely wrong,
I
guys.
think
And
it's illegal.
you guys could 100%.
I
And I
think
got my
it's like-
DMs out.
I think it's like a major crime.
But I don't understand where the lions is sitting.
And you know
there,
what?
and
When
they're
you
like,
when
why
you
would
get
do
outed, remember the
that?
dentist a
You
few years ago?
motherfuckers.
People out these people and they get absolutely just crushed.
I know, and I don't like
lose
that
their
either.
business over
And
it.
I don't like that either, though. I don't like that either because there's a girl that did it too, and she got.
She did
fucked.
what?
She killed a lion or something, and I'm like,
if it's not in
I
self-defense, you can't be doing
roll
that.
my eye. Even then, I think in North America, if something comes at you, you got to have a.
You just
a
gotta
something.
die. You just gotta.
No,
suck it
like
up.
if it's coming after my wife, but although like, what
mean,
are
you
you
gotta
fucking
shoot that
walking
thing.
around in bear country for?
You gotta throw a rock at
Figure
it.
something out or
Do
play dead.
something.
You're gonna have to get eaten a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
But if you're just going in, the lions are sitting there. You're like, I'm gonna go ahead and kill you so I could post. I kind of want to punch you in the face. Is that bad of me? Am I Satan for that?
No, I think a lot of people maybe feel that way.
Fuck.
But there's
And I
some
do
people that
stupid
may
shit
not
too,
have a
but-
problem with it.
Poor
I feel like it's
lions,
your.
like, what?
I
What
feel
am
like
doing?
your people are the people that would be more
Why you
prone
say
to,
that?
to do that.
The white folk. What does that mean? You fucking idiot.
Your people.
No, I know. No, my
Larry
people
Plow
do.
used to always say that. He used to always refer to you people. He used to say you people when he'd get pissed off.
Although all my people do listen to everything I say,
Do they?
radio or this, and
I
I do get confronted on some of my opinions, and
Oh, do you?
Yeah, well, no, not opinions.
Give me an
actually.
example.
No, it wasn't opinions. It was more like I told you I had the dumpster in my front yard.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, God. And I'm talking about it on my radio show. And all my neighbors are going through it to
I know.
take my
So
stuff.
a neighbor got pissed off about that?
And I go, all the hillbillies coming through. And I'm just joking, but
Mm-hmm.
we're all hillbillies because it is what it is. And I admit that I am. And I just had I don't know if he was mad or he was just like saying that he listened. It was just a weird confrontation, and I'm like, oh, like
was this at your house?
I go, hey, dude, the dumpster's still there. Here, I'll have Kate throw like her underwear in there.
Is the dumpster still there?
Now? Fucking no, motherfucker! Jesus, that's like a week.
Why do you have? Why do you have pounds and pounds?
I'm looking at my engineer.
Why
right
do
now.
you have pounds of dirt on your driveway? But
that's a different story, and it's so goddamn embarrassing. See, Kate and her lovely family are doing a lot of work to the house. We sold her house. We're about to put our house on the market, although we could do it right now. We don't need to do it to buy a new house, which is great. We're in a great spot. But we needed to fill a couple things in the backyard with dirt and put a little sod on that motherfucker. But my lovely mother-in-law ordered a little too much. She ordered a little too much.
Dude, your entire driveway is
fucking too much.
Filled with dirt.
I had to do 15 fucking things that day. I got talks with you, Andy, business shit. I got my phone, my radio. I got this, that, and the other. And my wife's family are wheelbarrowing, and her dad doesn't need to be doing this at that age. Her mother doesn't need to be doing this. Her brother, who's like a fucking like nurse practitioner at St. John's, who's saving lives, is at my house while I'm on the radio, and they're filling holes in my backyard. I'm a fucking scumbag. But then she orders way too much dirt, and now I have dirt in my driveway like a fucking hillbilly. And so I put a sign up that says free dirt. No one's even looked at it.
And no one's taking the free dirt. I thought people out in your neighborhood would jump all over that.
They'll take my underwear and Kate's, but not the dirt in my fucking driveway. Come on.
All right, Micheal Haley's on this edition of the Cam and Strick Podcast. What's your take on him? Because
I like him, dude.
My honest opinion, like I didn't know much about him. I mean, watching him play all these years, and I'm kind of like, what
are you?
What is he?
We
got to talk to this guy and see what he's all about, because as loud as he plays sometimes, like he's just not really like a loud. He kind of like disappears. Like you see him, boom, he's gone. It's like poof. Like where'd he go? Like where's Micheal Haley?
And he pops up.
And then he pops up again. Like
in Florida.
Wow, here he is.
So that,
and he just sticks around. And
making money.
He's just one of those guys that seems like you just want on his team. Even when I posted that he was going to be on tomorrow, people are like tweeting at me, being like, "This guy's the ultimate warrior," all this type of stuff. So obviously the fans respect him.
I fought him 3 times, man. He's tougher than shit.
Yeah, he really is tough, eh?
And he went through a weird problem, and I thought it was kind of worse than what it was. But he's just like, I was just kind of drinking too much.
But you know what?
He
said, "I didn't like where my life was going."
Yeah.
I'm going to get a hold of it before it truly gets way out of control.
You are so much better than I am, and I love you for that, Micheal. Because I asked him, like, oh, God, were you fucking snorting fucking ants in the middle of the night? No. Like, that's an Ozzy Osbourne thing. Never mind.
He snorts ants?
Never mind.
Jesus.
Can't I just bring an analogy into something without you? You should know this shit. That did happen. But I thought it was something hardcore. And he's like, no, I just up at 2 o'clock in the morning, and I was drinking out beers, and I just decided to quit. And
it's
I'm like,
over. No, he couldn't get up that one morning.
I love
he said
you.
He couldn't get up.
I'm like, fuck.
Yeah.
Snorting ants in the middle of the night all the fucking time. Because Ozzy did it.
Yeah.
No, I'm not doing that.
I think once it starts to interfere with your family life.
Yeah.
Because you don't have kids and you don't like kids, so you don't even like understand how.
I got lions and tigers and bears, and I save them.
I think that's when it gets your attention. So I got a lot of respect for him. But people are going to hear how it went down. Somebody's got to answer to this. Like, he disappears basically to go get himself right and get himself the help that he felt like he needed, and all of a sudden there's a press release that goes out without him knowing. I didn't think that was cool, man.
Damn, because, again, I went through the program, too, by the way.
And I don't see many players who go into the program have press releases that come out about it.
Now, I was in a program when I was in the minors. So if I was in the Lou would have squat.
They wouldn't have had a press release about that.
You fucking no motherfucking way. You think Lou would have had? You're crazy. I told you that I piss testing 3 times a week, and I'm like cheating the system because I had to drink a fucking gallon of water just to do it. My poor wife has to get, and no one even knew anything about it. And I was having a fuck you match with a couple of guys. Like, what do you? Oh God, don't even start. We'll talk about that some other day, but. For him to have their press release, Andy, that's hardcore. I would have fucking lost.
I would have lost it too.
You wait, what? I bleed for you, and I don't even have really that big of a problem, and then you put this motherfucker out. Fuck you.
Who else do you put in his category that's still playing? Anybody?
I mean, Lucic and
no, like Lucic's not though. Lucic scored 30 goes, and he can fight. But that's not.
And even Cassian, you can't.
Okay,
they're fine.
Reason, you know?
Cassian can't do it. Delorier, is he putting points?
Cassian plays on the top line. Plays power.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I threw him.
So who's in his category? Yeah. Is there anybody like him?
He's the last kind of guy that could penalty kill. He still penalty kills. You know, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
That's why I told these guys, like, if you're tough, like, if you learn how to penalty kill, any of these kids that always ask me, Cam, I want to go here, I want to do that. Like, what are you then? He's like, I'm really skilled. Well, everybody is. Are you really good at penalty killing? Are you really good at penalty killing? Are you good at getting in the lanes and blocking shots? If you're able to do that and you have skill, you'll play as long as you want.
You talk to good players and guys who had great careers, they say that everybody should be able to kill penalties. Like, it's, you know.
If you're a good player, they're going to keep you out there because it's the most important thing. It's you're
But
defensively reliable.
Even the guys who don't kill penalties, they say, hey, everybody should be able to kill penalties.
If
you
you're
think
good,
it's that easy or no?
It's the most difficult thing in the world. But it shows that you prove that you are an unbelievable hockey player defensively. And if you're able to do that and they could trust you to do that, your career enhances by 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
Bam. Just like that. I wasn't able to do that.
Yeah, you'll stick around, man.
I know.
You're an asset. And coaches love that. Coaches love guys who can kill penalties.
Because it's all muscle memory then. So when you're in a D zone, even when it's 5-on-5, you just know where to go and how to get it out and be desperate at desperate times.
Yeah.
Write all that down.
So we don't know if Micheal Haley's going to play this year or not. Somebody should sign him. Somebody should sign him. Get him on your roster. I talked to somebody with Florida when he was there, and I'll never forget them saying to me, because I was kind of like, he's kind of crazy, man, just watching him play. Like, even when he was in San Jose, it's like, okay, we get it. Like, every time there's a whistle, it's like,
well, that's
here he comes.
Man. And but he was going through an easy point in the NHL with that. So.
Why? Because there's nobody to answer.
Yeah, and he knows that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. But you know, this guy.
2 years before
I'll never
that
forget.
Story.
This guy with Florida told me that, hey man, some people just do it because whatever, it's their job. He'll do it every game if he has to.
Yeah,
and he means it. Like, if somebody goes after one of his teammates or takes a liberty on his teammate. Like, it's completely authentic. It's real. Like, he gets pissed off, and he'll defend his teammate. If he has to do it every single night, Cam, he'll do it.
Andy, you know who the phonies are. He's not one of them, and that's all.
No,
and everybody knows that.
No.
Everybody that wants hockey knows
but
who the phony
we need more of these
guys
man. We need more of that. Let's not have Micheal Haley be the last one.
No, but it needs to be a Micheal Haley, but could skate a little quicker and probably a little more skilled now. That's it. You could be Micheal Haley, just be a little quicker and just be a little bit more skilled and know the game a little more, so this could be a better player. Not that he's bad at player, but that's how the game is now. If you're going to do that, you have to be that much better to tie it all in. How can we not find a Western League kid that's fucking 6'4", that's a killer, that crushes guys, that's really skilled?
I bet you they're there.
Where are they at?
They're just not finding their way to the NHL.
Where are they at?
But fighting Micheal Haley, though, like, how are your fights with him?
Good, man. You can look him up. We go toe-to-toe every time.
Toe-to-toe?
Yeah.
So he'll exchange with you, whatever.
Yeah. He was good. I probably should have.
Who won the fights?
I don't know.
Did you
I
not
should
win?
have beat him up more than I did, to be honest with you. And if he was on, I'd tell him that too. I don't know what the fuck it was. I think a couple times I was just like, I think I was going through I don't know.
Yeah.
It was in my later career.
Okay.
So I wasn't as I was going through weird shit.
In the minors or in the NHL?
No, NHL.
Okay.
Oh, NHL.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Micheal Haley's
Anyway,
on this edition, man.
I don't mean to be
Great
like
to talk
fucking
with him.
whatever.
Fans love him. San Jose.
Yeah.
He says he views himself as a San Jose Shark.
I don't.
They brought
You're
him back
a fucking
twice.
Islander, Micheal.
Is he
Haley.
Islander,
He's an
Ranger,
Islander,
Florida
in my
Panther?
opinion. Get on with yourself.
I can picture him in every single uniform, every team he played for. And we're glad to have him. And, it's interesting, man. You talk to a guy, you get a little bit of a different perspective, man. It's good to talk to Micheal Haley. Great dude. And we appreciate him coming on with us here on the Cam and Strick Podcast. Dude. Hey, as always, brought to you by CarShield and carshield.com. We're going there in a few weeks, by the way. We're going to do a video over there at their headquarters, some cool stuff we'll be doing. Looking forward to seeing everybody, Nick and the boys.
I want to see them. I want to see everybody. I want to say
you gotta
hey to
see
everybody.
their setup, dude.
Whatever they want me to do.
Their setup is sick.
What kind of video you want me to do? I'll do anything you want. I can be Batman if you want me to be.
800-857-2481. Mention that promo code CAM. You'll save 10%, baby. 10%.
Hell yeah.
800-857-2481. The coverage isn't one size fits all. It's not like one of your shirts you wear, Cam. It's not one size fits all.
I need a makeover so bad.
Get a customized plan with rates as low as $99 a month. Don't get stuck with a big bill. Make sure you're protected with CarShield. Again, CarShield and carshield.com. 800-857-2481. Mention that promo code CAM. You're going to save 10%. All right, Buds.
Hello.
Bud Light Seltzer.
Jesus.
Lemon,
You
lime,
okay?
black cherry,
You been
strawberry, mango.
Mango. Here's the deal. Mango could mix. I saw somebody actually on Instagram. They did like I don't want to promote this, but there's a kind of a cool drinking game that they did with mango all the way, and they tagged me in it, and they did a drinking game. I can't explain it too much because I want people to do that. But on the other hand, maybe it's Saturday night.
Maybe they should be doing it.
They mix and match the mango with different things. Like, damn, check it out. Mango.
Mixing and matching.
With mango.
Don't ruin the mango,
Because
though.
they hear
You got to
mango.
be careful how you mix the mango. Don't ruin it.
Yeah, but be creative.
You can be creative.
You don't have to ruin it because you just go back to the can. So you'll never be ruined. If you screw up something, so what? Be creative with mango.
Get those variety packs. Hook it up.
Yeah.
Strawberry, lemon, lime, black cherry, and mango. And, of course, they've got the black cherry. Or they've got the
you said
grapefruit,
that.
the cranberry.
There you go.
And pineapple.
Fucking everything.
Pineapple.
Like, Jesus.
Pineapple.
What kind
You
of
got
drink
that.
do you want to mix that with? Like, get creative, baby. And actually tag us in that. Let us know. Like, say, hey, we did this, that, and the other. Like, if you got lemon, lime, mango, pine, whatever the fuck. Hey, camera. We looked this up. We tried it out. It's unbelievable. We're sitting on a dock. We have a fire going on. Wherever the fuck you're at, you're sitting in your goddamn garage. I don't give a shit. Be creative. Let us know the recipe. We'll try it out, and we'll rate it. That's what we'll do, Andy Strickland.
Oh, there you go.
Why don't you put the mic up to your mouth?
How about Bellman and Bellman.com? Check out the new cars, the used cars out there in Troy, Missouri. The Cadillac, the Buick GMC on one side of the street. The Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram right there on the other side.
Dude, I'll drive that goddamn Buick. I'll drive the Buick. It doesn't give as much love. I think I need to drive that around town and be like, look, I'm in a fucking Buick. What's up, everybody? What's up, baby? How you doing? Keep that mask on. Yeah, we're good, baby. Buick. I'll do that.
I want to send this out there, by the way, because if you're out there, you're thinking, hey, you're not ready to buy, but you have a vehicle to sell. Bellman wants to buy it.
Oh, really?
They will buy it. Yes, they'll buy it.
What do you have?
Always looking for clean, pre-owned vehicles to add to their inventory, so bring it to either store in Troy, Missouri.
You got that
either side of the
Geo Metro?
street.
You got that Geo Metro?
If you have one, you can bring it in. They'll buy it if it's clean. Make sure it's clean.
Is yours clean?
Mine? I don't drive
The
a Geo.
go-kart? You would drive
But
one of
it's
those.
clean. Cars, crossovers, trucks, and SUVs and used vehicles, all makes and models. And with winter coming, several models with all-wheel or four-wheel drive, man.
You're going to need that, homeboy.
Yes, you will.
Look.
No matter where
look,
you are.
I'll tell you this right now real quick. Bellman, I remember going through the last 3 years, Andy, and you probably been, well, you're from the wealthy part of the They do the roads over there. But when you have to go down.
Not really.
Listen, you have to go down 44. Like, there was big-time accidents where Kate was stuck so much because people couldn't get around, where if she had just a little bit more oomph, I would have brought my shit up there and had her fly around 44, going underneath the road, this and that. She was there for 2 hours. Like, this shit happens. Like, don't be that guy that slides off the road, your family in there and shit. Like, goddamn, protect yourself. You're in Missouri. Shit can go down at any day, especially fucking October to May.
Yes. Protect yourself.
Like, that's a big fucking gap for you not to want to protect yourself.
No doubt. And
Get the
Danny
fucking
Bellman will
whip.
take care of you, too.
Damn right.
So
Ain't no swinging dick.
Bellman.com, baby. All right, keep it handsome. I want to focus on the beard moisturizer, okay, for today. You're kind of growing a beard a little bit. I'm
know.
growing a nice-ass beard,
You do,
too. It's
Andy.
starting to come in.
Hopefully the beard moisturizer like helps you grow a beard. Holy fuck.
Oh, my God. But it makes
Our
it so
engineer
nice.
right there, Jamie.
My skin.
Jamie's
he
got a
needs it,
stew.
too. He's got a big
He's
old
got the
beard.
bad. He's fucking,
Yeah.
and he's got sick hair too.
Dude,
Jamie,
sick flow.
you're fuck. God,
Keep
I'll
it
pump your
handsome.
Fucking tires up.
KeepItHandsome.com. Check it out. Get that beard moisturizer today. And check out all the other great products they have, too. Give
wanna
yourself
s-
a grab bag. Give yourself a selection.
Listen,
Getting ready in the morning has never been so much fun, Cam.
dude. Kate smells my hair now. I always smell her. Like, come here, girl. I'm smelling you. Like, she's just a princess.
Mm-hmm.
She's an angel. Like, you smell angels, and they always smell good. Where I'm like, ugh. Sometimes I'm like, eh. I get home from work. I'm like, oh God, I'm disgusting. My hair smells good. I smell handsome.
Why is that?
I smell handsome. It's a weird thing to kind of process. Like, what does handsome mean? Well, put it in your hair and have your girl smell it, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, can I make love to you right now?" And you're like, "Okay, yeah, fine. I gotta go to work, but let's do it." Like, do you want that? Like, I kind of do.
Get the beard moisturizer.
Get it going.
And you know what? While you're at it, hook up one of them hoodies.
Oh, Fight Ugly.
Fight Ugly, baby.
We don't mess around.
KeepItHandsome.com. You can always buy them at Amazon, too. And just type in the Fight Ugly, Keep It Handsome. Get that hoodie, man. Proceeds go back to the Montreal Resource Center as we fight bullying. We fight ugly. There's a lot of ugly out there. Hopefully there won't be as much moving forward, Cam. You never know, man.
And
We
you know
don't
what?
want to have a lot of ugly out there. We're fighting it.
Well, you got to stick up for yourself, too. I mean,
really?
You get pissed on in the bathroom like I did.
Yes.
You got to stick up for yourself. And it is what it is. And I know it sounds kind of goofy, but remember I told you my dad's like, what happened to you?
Yeah.
I go, I got pissed on, Daddy. And he goes, what happened to you? And my mom's like, Danny. And my dad's like, what did he do? I go, Dad, he fucking pissed on me. And my dad's like, he pissed on you? And my mom's like, Danny. And he's like, stick up for yourself. It's like, don't you ever, I love you. I love you. I love you.
So is that your message to the kid, though?
No.
Listen,
no,
if
I'm
a
just
kid's
saying.
getting picked on at school
I'm telling my story.
and he's getting bullied.
I'm not done with my story, though. I got pissed on. I had to deal with it. I don't think that's the right thing nowadays. Don't get me wrong. But here's what I did, though. I'm making the message happen.
Yeah.
This fucking big-ass dude, Raven, pissed on me. And I told my dad, and he didn't get mad at me.
We've heard
but,
about
and
that.
I'm going to say it again. And my mom got mad at my dad. But anyway, I fought him. He kind of kicked my ass. I became buddies with him. He came from a horrible family.
Isn't that amazing how that works?
I became buddies with him, and my
Enemies,
dad and mom took him
buddies.
out for the weekend and took care of him and fed him, and we all hung out.
Took him out where?
To our house way in the middle of goddamn nowhere, where he walked out to our house, and when the sun came down, he looked at me and goes, "Are we allowed to go outside?" I go, "Fuck yeah!"
As the sun went down.
I go, "Fuck yeah, mother! We're going. We're going all around this neighborhood and doing whatever the fuck we want. We're gonna jump in creeks, shit like that."
All right, so we're fighting ugly.
Sorry.
KeepItHandsome.com. Get that hoodie today. Sick hoodie. Cam wore it like 2.5 straight weeks.
I know.
Did you wash that
I need
yet?
a white one.
Did you wash
yes,
it?
Kate washed all my stuff.
We may have a special edition one coming out, by the way, too.
I need to get hooked up. People are saying I need a little
Get
white
the black
and
one, and then we'll talk about the special edition.
Motherfucker.
But what's your message to kids that are getting bullied, though, honestly?
Look, it's not all the same. Everything's different. Every bully tactic is different. People are in different situations. You're older, you're younger, you're in different. You might be a girl, you might be a guy. But if your kid or you or whatever, if you're older or is getting bullied and something, I got my DMs open, man. I'll explain me the shit and I'll talk to you about it. Like I will. I'll help you with it. You can't just go do what I did when a kid pisses at me. Well, if he does that, like you're gonna have to do something. But you can't just go fight people now.
No.
I got like 10 games for that bad boy, and it didn't matter because I'm gonna play pro hockey. But if you get 10 games,
10 days.
10 days. If you get 10 days, like it sets you back. You're everything back. Your family's weirded out by you.
Did Raven get 10 days too?
Fucking right, that motherfucker did. I didn't even say that he pissed on me. I just said I fought him.
Oh, you didn't say?
Fuck no. Fuck no. I didn't even fucking care. Didn't matter. But the point is, you got my Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and I know it's a lot. There's a lot coming in. But if it's a big deal, just tell me and I'll message you.
But get the hoodie. I want to see those pictures over the weekend. They'll get there fast, too.
Oh, yeah. He'll hook you up.
He'll hook you up. Yeah. Mirko.
Mirko.
What up, Mirko?
Entrepreneur. That's what we like to hang out with. We like to team up with like entrepreneurs that know what they're doing, that've gone up,
and he's got a story too,
yes.
man. He's got a story. So this hits close to him, close to home for him, man. So again, helping people out. That's what it's all about. So again, get your hoodie, fight ugly. We're keeping it handsome. KeepItHandsome.com and get that beard moisturizer too. All right, Micheal Haley, shit kicker.
Yeah, he's a shit kicker, man. He's a fucking warrior, dude.
And he's a fucking warrior.
Where you at right now?
I'm in Sarnia, Ontario, in the basement of my house.
Sarnia. Fucking Sarnia.
So you've been there since junior, or what? Are you from there originally? Like, what's the story there?
No, I grew up in Dirty Schwa in Oshawa. And then I played junior here as a 16-year-old and met a girl and never left.
Wow. Wow.
Did you say Dirty Schwa?
That's what they call it.
Is that what you call it?
Fucking Dirty Schwa, baby. Sarnia. Were you so you played for Sarnia. You're fucking doing your thing. You go to high school there, try just trolling around like I did. How'd you meet your chick?
In class.
There you go.
In one of the classes.
What? Let me guess. Double algebra? Is that what it's called?
Honors algebra.
Is it double?
Actually, I think it might have been entrepreneurship or something. I don't know.
Oh, how about
That's
that?
a good class to take. They have that in high school? I didn't know that.
Did you graduate high school? Like a lot of guys didn't graduate. Oh, you did? Good.
Good for you.
Cam, did you?
Shut up, Dick. see. Well, I went to a couple different high schools in Windsor. I went to a Catholic high school. I went to Riverside.
Michael, he wouldn't wear his uniform. Like he'd show up in like sweats. So like, Cam, you have to wear your uniform.
Dude,
today.
I'd show up with USA jackets on. They'd be like, Cam, you're supposed to wear your outfit. I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, ours was pretty laid back here. I mean, it's certainly Ontario. I don't know. It was not a Catholic school. We just went to a public school, but it was pretty laid back. You stay in your track. It's pretty easy to get by.
Do the guys, like the football players and shit, whenever you're playing, though, sometimes you go to high school and like some of the football guys are wheeling all the hot girls, and you come on the scene. They were pretty good with you.
Yeah, I mean, we had a pretty. My junior teams were pretty scary too. So we had guys. I mean, at one point, I think Hekimovic was in high school at like 20 years old. So.
He was.
And he's a ginormous human being, between him and we had a bunch of guys in junior that were pretty gargantuous. So we usually just kept ourselves and it was pretty simple.
How was that team, man? Like you hear a bunch of shit with Sarnia, dude. Like how was it as far as being you were 16, man? That's a fucking underage, dude. Did they fuck you up or would they torture you a little bit? Like what did you have to do?
You know what? Obviously, with Carcillo, he's brought a lot of attention to it. It was
we had him on.
Yeah, we had it was definitely a different year. It was it was my first year, so I don't know if I was sheltered a bit because I was 16. I mean, when you're 16, it's like, they kind of protect you a little bit. I think it was definitely an eye opener, but. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really talk too much about it. It is what it is. It's happened, but I mean, mine's more on the ice, right? So I mean, we were a good team and we liked the violence, but I think that's what always hurt us too when it came to playoffs. But it was eventful. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, you learned.
But like, what was your take when Carcillo's like going public and talking about all of that? Like, do you still talk to some of your former teammates? I mean, was it as bad as he made it out to be, or were you just kind of like, whoa, like let's pump the brakes here a little bit?
You know what? I'm kind of impartial either way. So and if I'm not, I'm of the belief that if I'm not going to pick a side, then I don't really have anything to say about it, type thing. I'm impartial. So I've talked to him and he called me and I said the same thing to him that you can do what you got to do, but I'm going to stay out of it. And I said the same thing. To the other side, when I talk to them too, I say, listen, I'm not going to help either side either way say anything. It's kind of, to me, it was live and learn and move on, and that was it.
Michael, you're like me with politics.
Yeah, it's how it is.
It's like
yeah,
I'm just like nonpartisan. I don't like. Yeah. Listen, I like decide which it's like I like this guy more than that guy, so I decide who I want to vote for, who I like. If shit goes
bad though, you gotta. If it's real bad, we get it.
Are you and Carcillo? Are you guys buddies? Are you guys friends?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything. It's not like I said. It's the same thing as it was then. It's not like I don't have anything against him. I don't necessarily agree with everything he does, but I don't think that everything he says is not true either. I think it's just one of those things where this is, he likes, or I don't know if he likes it, but that's his thing right now. And he's drawing attention to it. And I respect him for whatever he wants to decide to do, but it's not my scene right now I don't have a say either way.
No, we get that. We get it, homie. Here's how I look at it, whole fucking thing. Because I went through the same shit, but not that detailed. We had every junior team. It's all about the leaders and what they do in that particular moment. We had Stevie Ott. We had fucking Spez when I played in Windsor, and they didn't do that shit. Some teams do that, but at least he's coming out. And again, some of the stuff I don't agree with too, like the hitting and what fighting. Like I made a living. I make a great living right now because I did that and I sacrificed. But the torturing the fucking kids in the locker room, and tying them up and shit like that. It's so fucking ridiculous. I don't understand it. If you want them to go to a bar and be like, hey, go talk to those fucking girls, like, I'm going to do that anyway as a rookie. But all the other shit, it's like, just I don't fucking do it.
I agree with you. When I was an older guy, you know, and I played in Toronto when I was 19 and 20, and you know, I didn't like. I don't think you do anything where you have to touch anybody unless you're on the. If you know, if you fuck up a few drills, I might grab you on the ice, but I'm not gonna. But other than that, and the other thing was I didn't like taking money. You know, we didn't have any money, so really all you're hurting then when you find somebody or something, all you're doing is taking it from their parents anyway. So
yeah,
I didn't really.
Well, they're not going to work out in the summer because you took $1,000 from them. Now they can't get their fucking trainer, right? You know what I mean? Like you know, the other guys inside. The money thing, I get it. Now in the show, God, what'd you do your rookie year? I remember going to what did we do? We were winning like 12 games in a row with Jersey. And we go down in Lewis, so you know how Lou Lamoriello is. We went to Phoenix, and we got there like 3 days early. We partied. We lost like 8 games in a row after that. But I spent $7,000, but had a blast. But I get where in the NHL, you want the money, but you want the guys to do shit, but you can't do it too much. Like, what'd you have to do as a rookie?
Yeah, no, in the NHL, you know, most of it I found was just like unspoken. You should do it. Type thing, you know, like you stayed on in practice when you played pro. You stayed on in practice. You know, you might let other people off the bus for just respectful shit. Nothing like, because at the end of the day in the NHL, you know, some of these guys they could be 18, but they're just as important as you know, like they're big deals. So, yeah, usually you have a rookie dinner and that's pretty much it, you know, and then you learn when to put money on the board or shit like that. But
maybe sing a song.
Once you hit pro, it was more just respect things, not really anything like, you know, dramatic. Nobody cared. It was a business then, right? So
no shit.
So you're like, listen, you're the type of guy, like, and that's why I said to Cam, I said, we got to get you, we got to get you on, man, because you're the type of guy, everyone knows who you are, but I don't get the sense everyone knows you. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know you.
You know, and
I saw you 3 times.
So it's like we got to get him on and just like and see what this guy's all about because you know, I mean, you're one of these guys, kind of an old school player who played in the new school league, and just in terms of how you fought all the time, it seems like you enjoyed it. Like you're one of those guys where like, hey, you know what? I'm willing to do it every single night if I have to. Was that your attitude?
Yeah. I mean, I think that's what made me effective at it is I really didn't care if I won or lost. Actually, if I lost, it was almost worse because now I'm going to try and fight you every time I'm on with you. So it was just, I mean, I'm not very big, so that was kind of the mentality I always had to have. But I don't know. I think that it's a vital part of the game, and I think if it's done correctly, obviously. But I don't know. I think that it was a way in which, especially when you're playing fourth line minutes, you know, and sometimes you're sitting there for 30 minutes real time. It was a way that you can change something in the game or be noticed or you know, in a way that didn't involve a lot. You didn't need a lot of opportunity. You just needed to be able to go out there and be willing to do it. And I also found that there weren't as many people willing to do that as there were that wanted to be on the power play. So I thought my chances were better if I stuck with that.
Well, you should have been on the power play. You would have made more money. No, but
right?
Listen, dude, the fighting thing is one thing. The reason why you stayed up and the reason why I stayed up is because you were able to hit and hit consistently. That's the fucking thing, dude. Like, if you weren't able to hit, and then you adapted to fucking penalty kill, you son of a bitch, because I wasn't able to do that, and that's why you're still playing. Go.
But it's almost. See, for me, I found that, like, when I was in the minors, you know, I could play second line. Like, I would get goals. You know, there was. It wasn't that. It was. I needed to more adapt to being just a fourth liner type thing, you know, and embrace that. And I did. That's what I mean. I had to learn how to be noticed in 6 minutes. You know, I didn't have 14 minutes anymore to try and show my, you know, be noticed out there, make an impact. So I found that just as challenging. You know, you could put somebody who's really good on the fourth line and play them 7 minutes and you might not notice them. Right. So it was, that's to me what became the trick and the knack of staying in. You know, playing hockey was the fun part, and it was easy. That's what I've done my whole life. That's I can go through a practice, and I can't tell you how many times I get to a team and guys are like, "Fuck, you're actually not bad." And I was like, "Well, yeah."
He said the grading sometimes though.
Cam never got that.
I never got that. Okay, they're like, "You're worse than I thought."
It's not degrading. It's trying to explain to them. That's what I mean. It's trying to explain. Like, I took pride in the fact that I was a fourth liner, and it wasn't as easy as people think it was. It was, it was. Sometimes you have to know what your role is, and not to try and overstep it.
The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by CarShield. Nothing more frustrating, Cam, than when that engine light comes on and right off the bat, you're going to have to spend thousands of dollars to repair your vehicle. Call 800-857-2481. Mention the promo code CAM or visit carshield.com and use the code CAM to save 10%. Yeah. That's carshield.com. A deductible may apply. Save yourself money. Sign up and get your coverage now with carshield.com. Now back to the interview. Yeah, but you're that guy though, man. You just notice. When you go into a game, when you're in the lineup, what you're gonna get. There's gonna be a scrum after every whistle. Shit's gonna get you just kind of brought that element. So when you say you get 6 minutes a game to show, to stand out or to show something, what was your attitude? What were you wanting to show?
Well, that was it, right? If
Dragon, Andy, what do you think?
Well, no, that's the thing. In the minors, or if I'm getting opportunities, then you want to show, if I'm in the minors playing on the power play, I want to show that I can score and I can be there. But at the same time, if you're getting 6 minutes, 7 minutes in the NHL, you want to make sure that at some point, obviously it's not going to work out every shift, but at some point, you want either the fans or somebody up top or the coach, somebody to notice that you were on for that shift. Somebody just to be like, fuck, that was a couple hits that shift, or whether it be blocking a shot, just something. You need to be noticed at least every game for doing something. At least that's what I found, especially for a guy like me, undrafted. There's guys waiting in line that not only are they waiting in line, but there's guys up top that are they can't wait to move me aside so that their picks can come in, right? You
got that fucking hairdo. That's how we notice you, man.
Does. He's got pumpkin pie haircut.
He's got that mohawk going.
No, I remember when you're in the island and you had the brawl and all this shit went down you had 40 minutes of penalties. Gillies went fucking nuts. Goddard comes off the fucking bench. You go after, who do you go who got Johnson, and then he gets... No, he buckles fucking DPH. Explain that whole goddamn scenario. So, that's one of the crazy brawls ever. Go ahead.
Yeah, so that was actually... So they played... I was in the minors. They played Pitt a week before or something, and there was a line brawl, and then Ricky and Johnson fought, and Johnson tagged him and broke Ricky's face. Mm-hmm. And that was fine, right? But nobody really cared. That happens. It's a fight. I think it was more of the antics on the bench, and they were laughing. And you have to remember too, the Islands, we're not a very good team at that time. So I think so I got called up. Obviously, knowing my role, I'm not getting called up because they need me to score more goals than Sidney Crosby, so we can win the game. So we get in there, and it was a rough game. There was actually a line. I think my first shift I got a roughing penalty. Second shift I fought, and then either my third or fourth shift I scored my first NHL goal. So I was having a great game.
What a game, man! What a night! You score and you get 39 minutes and penalties in the same night.
Yeah, and
you're smiling.
And then there was a line brawl, but I wasn't on. The fourth line wasn't on. It was so they had. I think Rupp was on them for them. England maybe.
Ooh. You'll throw down the pipe, eh?
Yeah,
Derek will throw down the fucking pipe.
Oh yeah, especially back then too.
Yeah. Who's
and then they had a line brawl, and then and so now our team's sitting there with 4 meatheads still on the bench, oh, okay, it's on now. And then of course Gills, he loves that, so he went after the guy, and then who did I grab? I grabbed someone.
Who'd you fucking grab?
Talbot. I was searching Talbot too.
That's what it was. That's right. Yeah.
So I grabbed Talbot.
Great guy, by the way.
Is he? I've heard that. That's
fucking
usually how it
great
works,
guy.
But, so I grabbed Talbot and I smacked him, and when he fell, I just kind of stood up and saw the chaos going around. And I started skating towards the penalty box, but nobody nobody to escort me. Like the linesmen were all busy, and that Johnson was at like maybe 10 feet to the blue line, and so I pointed at him and shook my hands, and he did it too. So I just started skating down. Luckily, I saw Goddard come off the bench.
Oh boy!
So I turned, but I thought that if I just hung in there long enough, someone would get him off. But around the third punch to the back of the head, I realized this is
how tough is he? How tough is he?
I could probably just go down because if he tags me in the face, it's probably not as good.
Is he not one of the most underrated tough guys ever in existence?
Who, Goddard?
Eric Goddard.
Goddard, yeah.
No one talks about him. It's unbelievable.
Well, he was technical too.
And he knocked out the biggest, and he broke fucking Steve McIntyre. He fucking knocked out Boogeyman. He knocked out everybody. He caught Gratz. And no one talks about him. He was one of the baddest fucking dudes, man. You're lucky he didn't grab you, though, Haley.
Well, he got me. I got hit twice, and then I was like, hey, I don't want a third one to see where this is going to happen. So I went down.
What was up with that fight you had with Backus? Like, you were, like, trying to fight him before the puck even dropped, and then you ended up dropping his ass. Was there a story? Was there a backstory there, or what?
You know what? It's just I just got back to San Jose from Florida, and Kane and Chara, something went on there. I think Chara elbowed Kane or something. Like, anyway, there was a big thing going on, and so I said to Backus, like, you know, we got to go, and then you got that huge, you know, while they sort everything out, you're just sitting there, and I'm like, okay, well, it's my turn to get noticed. This is an easy way to. This is why I came back, type thing, right? So I was like, you know, Backus, I got to fight you, like, and he said no, and I said, well, I'm just telling you because I'm going to jump you either way, so you might as well fight back. And he was good. He at least dropped his gloves, and
he'll do it.
And it was good.
Yeah, Bax is a fucking warrior, man. That motherfucker, like, he's aged in the last 10 years because he's such a warrior. Like, the bags under his eyes. He used to be the most handsome guy in the world. Now he looks like he's 90 because he's fucking such a warrior. But yeah, who's scared? That's just
because the last couple of years he's been on the fourth line. That'll do it to you.
Yeah, well, fucking exactly. Again, look at your bank account. You'll be fine. I know I have to remind people, like, you're going to be good to go.
Did you fight a lot in junior, though? Like, was that always your game?
Yeah. I mean, I did, yeah, especially near the end. It was a little different, right? Like, I was kind of just coming into the new rules. So, basically, like, when I first came into 16 to junior, you know, there were still killers. Like, oh yeah, it was like, you know, it was crazy still. And then by the time I got to every year, I went up like heavily on the rankings, and not because I was winning fights and killing people, just because people were leaving and there was less competition, right? And then when I got to the pro, it was kind of the same thing. Like, there was a few guys still left, but it wasn't like I wouldn't have been able to make it to the NHL and fight this much if, like, when Cam was there before me, like when those guys that's what they did. It's a little different, right? Like, I'm small. I mean, I still would have tried, but it wouldn't have been as effective.
Yeah, you would have been a third line guy, though, dude. Like, if you were,
right.
You would have been a fucking, yeah. What are you talking about? You're
changed,
fucking penalty killing. I told you, I'm mad at you because you learned how to penalty kill. You're still grinding it, though, eh, Mikey, dude? You're fucking finding goddamn ways, man. Like, what do you want to do after hockey? Like, okay, let me set this up. I made a little bit of money. I spent a lot of money. I had to regroup. I had to go through a lot of shit and get off a bunch of shit and find my way. And it was goddamn hard. And my wife went through shit. Like, are you set up now where you made enough money where you could kick your feet up a little bit, figure out what the fuck you want to do, and go from there?
Yes and no. I mean, I had surgery in February on my groin, so I came home from New York, and I actually was going to be home for a month and then go back. And then while I was home, the season got canceled. So I've been home since February, and I'm telling you, like, and I thought maybe that would be my last year, but I mean, sitting around this long, I'm ready to go again. So,
like, what though? Like, ready to go where though? Like, would you go? Would you play in Russia? Would you play in Russia?
No. I play in North America. That's it. And I got a family. Like, I don't have to play anymore. I want to. Like, I still love it. Like, even when I'm out on Wednesdays with my men's league, the Wednesdays. We like, you know, I still love it. Like, it's still fun to me. So I think if I can, right, at the same time, I'm not going to take any a job that doesn't work for me and my family, but
financially.
But I'd like to play. It's I still like it. I think, and I like to kind of keep somewhat of the old style in the game. Even around the guys, like it's a lot different now, right? They're raised different. I like to be around the room and kind of just keep a little bit of the old style still around. So, but as far as like sitting, putting my feet up, I don't know. I mean, I'm in contacts right now. I'm going with the NHLPA. They got a program through them, and we're trying to figure out what it is. I'd A, be good at, or B, and enjoy. And but other than that, I pretty much, I raise my boys and I fish. That's all. That's what I've been doing.
Good old Canadian fisherman.
Yeah,
I knew it, buddy.
Listen, but you had to grind it out, man. I mean, you played 5 years in the OHL, and then you start out in the East Coast League. You had a couple different stints in the Coast. Like, you had to grind it out, man. Like, where was the motivation? Like, how did you keep that high to say, you know what, I can get there, and, you stuck it out?
Motivation was I'm kind of a stubborn little prick. So when I found out that I'm not someone that's supposed to make it, or nobody thought I could type thing, that was enough. That's all I needed.
Hey, let's talk about the new Bud Light Seltzer.
Oh, yeah.
It's an easy-drinking hard seltzer that comes in 4 delicious fruit flavors. Black cherry, strawberry, lemon lime, and Cam's favorite, mango.
Oh,
With
mango.
only 100 calories, 5% alcohol, and less than a gram of sugar, you might as well have a few tonight or this weekend. Go to BudLight.com to buy Bud Light Seltzer online. Must be 21 years of age or older. Bud Light Seltzer. Unquestionably good.
Yeah.
Now, back to the interview. Jared Bednar. Like, he came through the Blues organization, too, but he was an assistant coach when you were in the Coast. And
yeah, he picked me up from the airport, South Carolina.
I'm surprised Colorado. Hey, listen, Colorado's going to call you at the end of this interview.
He might.
We're going to get you a job in Colorado.
That's how it works around here.
How's your relationship with him? Did you guys ever, keep in touch or no?
Good. You know what? He actually, I mean, we'll never know, but I think he kind of actually saved me a bit. So I didn't know this, but after junior, I went and played there after my OA year for like a month. And I guess when you do that, in the Coast, they can hold your rights or something. And so I was protected. So the next year, if I went to the Coast, like, they actually owned my rights. And he actually let my rights go. And I think he knew, that it wasn't a great, like, South Carolina is unreal there, right? But I think with my personality, I'm 2 years sober now, but I think he thought that maybe it was a great career choice, not to start my career in South Carolina. Maybe off to a bad start there with such a great city. But but it was a short time with him. But everything I've heard about him, guys like playing for him. I know he was pretty in shape even when he picked me up when he was assistant coach there.
He's a handsome bugger. It sucks when your coach is like better looking than you when you're playing, and you're like, "Fuck you." The girls go to him, like, that sucks.
I know.
So hey,
especially in the Coast.
No shit. So you say 2 years sober.
Hey, can I ask you?
Yeah, go ahead.
How much?
Let me get to that after.
How much were you making in the Coast?
In the Coast, I want to say maybe $525, but I think $250 of that was paid by Bridgeport, like the AHL. You know what I mean?
A day. Wait, so 500. Wait.
A month, a week?
No, a week. That's a week.
A week.
Yeah, a week, not a fucking day, Andy. You kidding?
No, I said a week.
Yeah, a
or
week.
A month.
That's still not that. Like,
No,
that's
it's
hardcore. But they pay for your shit.
Cam would take that now.
Oh,
like a radio sponsor.
That's like an AM radio sponsor. Like, I'll take that.
If you're ending the month with money in your pocket in the Coast, then you're not enjoying the Coast.
Well, you're not going out with the boys. Like, I did that, the same kind of thing in Nottingham too. I'm like, I just spent all my money. Like, whatever. Like, you're going there to fucking hang out and have fun.
Well, I mean, what's the difference if you come home with $2,000 or you come home with nothing?
It does. At that point,
you still got to work.
No shit. You got to grind it out one way or the other. So 2 years sober. Okay, I went through all my shit. I don't want to get back into it because everybody knows. All the people listening, it's fine. But I went through a lot, man. Painkillers to you could name it. What got you? How did it happen? How'd you get over it?
You know what? It didn't happen like overnight. It was, I mean, it runs in the family, alcoholism, but
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I think it's the old cliche. I think that's a lot of it was just that's how we're brought up. I mean, that's how I knew everything. That's how I knew how to celebrate. That's how I knew how to be upset. That's how I knew how to feel good. That's how I knew if I was confused. It's just that's how I dealt with everything. And I think the thing for me when it stopped was, well, for a while I had tried myself. You know, I've been telling myself, and that never worked. So for me, the big thing was my boys were starting to get, my oldest, he was starting to get old enough. And, you know, when we would have things planned and daddy can't get up from the bed and stuff like that is when I decided, you know, I don't want that for him and just try to break the chain a little bit, but it's been great so far. I think fishing, that's what I said, fishing, it's my new drug of choice. So
easy and cheap. And
well, you gotta have it ain't cheap.
You gotta have a boat, and you gotta have a gas, and you gotta take care of it. But let me go back real quick. You said that daddy doesn't get up. Does that mean that you got up, you get up, you have your coffee, and all of a sudden 9:30 hits or 10:30 hits or whatever, and you're like, I'm craving a beer or I'm craving vodka. What was it?
No, I wasn't a daily user. I'm a binge. Like when I go. So like okay. I was never, and I think maybe that's why it's helping me stay sober now. But I'm not like I don't want a beer at dinner. I don't want
really.
If I have a beer though, that's like once it hits me, my blood, it's like okay. I don't want just one. So
then you want whiskey and shit. Like do you?
Oh, even in my worst of times, I knew to stay away.
Oh
from that.
God, good.
Okay,
good.
So that would have been. That would have been a rap sheet for sure.
I know.
But when you do what you do for a living, like when you're off alcohol, was it harder for you to get up and perform?
No, not at all.
Okay.
Not at all. Like I said, I never really had, I didn't have anxiety over fighting and stuff. Like because I don't know if it's just because I don't know if I want to say I had to. Like I was always of the mindset where I liked to, and I like to choose when I can do it. And worst case scenario is I didn't fight the guy if I didn't, but that usually never happens. So I mean, if I lost, right? So there's no big deal. I mean, I think that showing up and I had enough confidence where even if I lost, hopefully it wasn't to the point where, I would always. With the mindset that even if you think you can't beat them, at least stay in there long enough where momentum could still come. Yeah, like
give him a go.
Right. Like if I'm fighting a guy 6'4", 240, and I can hang in there for 40 seconds, and the guy lands on top of me. If I have a teammate that thinks that we lost momentum, then he can go fucking suck a dick. Like that ain't my. He can go and try that then.
So. I remember when the story came out that you left the Florida Panthers, Dale Talon had a press release, whatever, and the PA, obviously, worked with you to get yourself some help. But was there a breaking point? Was there a tipping point? Like, because it was during the season. Like, what happened? Right what happened where you knew that this was the right time?
You know what? It was just, I think I was just sauced in the garage at probably like 2 a.m. And obviously I've had plenty of run-ins before, so I had. All the contacts I needed. I just never, used them or they couldn't talk me into it type thing. So I think I don't know what it was. There was no like one point. I mean, I was intoxicated when I made the call, and when I woke up, it was too late. I made the decision, and you gotta own up to it, and it was tough. I mean, it wasn't an easy decision, and especially the first couple weeks in rehab. But luckily, and Cam, I'm sure you think the same thing. It's a life changer, and it's good now. So I'm happy I did it.
So when you mean you're sauced up at 2 a.m, like what do you mean though? Like you have like 10 beer, like, or are you 10
beer?
No, I could drink 10 in an hour. Like were you fucked up?
I think on that particular night, it was just another one of those. So like when guys go out, they'll have a few beers and then they'll go home, right?
Yeah.
Well, I have a few beers, usually a few more. And then when the bar closes and I have to go home, if I can't find somewhere else or somebody else to drink with, then I would just drink myself and then I'd FaceTime everybody I possibly could.
FaceTime? Oh God, you're that guy. Whenever oh fuck. Do you realize how fucking horrible that is when you get that at 2 a.m. and you're like, are they looking at me right now?
No, we've talked about that. Like when the phone's ringing, like you run away from your phone.
I'm like, I'm naked.
And they already know too. Like they know, and the only people that answer are my other alcoholics. They'll answer, and then that's a good another 2 hours.
I was going to ask you who you call. I don't want to rat anybody
out.
No. So like, okay, so it's 2 o'clock in the morning. You're in the garage, like, and then you realize you need to get the help. Do you call the team or do you call the PA?
You know what? I might have called. I can't remember. I might have called the team either before or after, but I called the PA. Mm-hmm. I called the doctors, yeah.
Time to talk about our boy, Dan Bellman. Ooh. Bellman.com. That's with 2 N's, not one. BehlMann.com. Hey, check out the new inventory. Check out the pre-owned vehicles. You looking for a Chrysler, a Dodge, a Jeep, or Ram? How about a Cadillac or a Buick GMC? All in Troy, Missouri. Get your new wheels in time for the winter. Now back to the interview.
Who exactly, though? Was it
Dr. Shaw?
Was it Shaw's? He's the fucking best.
I think I called
Lewis.
Dan.
Lewis?
I think I called Dan, and like I said, I think he was been waiting for the call. So
really, how were they with you though? Like, because I went through the same thing when I was on the program too, in 15, where I had to piss in a cup at 5 a.m. 3 times a week in Albany, which is so fucking horrible, man. And it wasn't for anything. Like I got up and drank a gallon of water just so I'd piss clean. Like, did you have to go through that shit, man? And were they cool with you? Because Doc Shaw was awesome with me, but the others, even my wife was like, they're not doing this right.
Well, listen, I mean, I don't think that were there things that I would have changed. Yeah. I mean, the big one for me that I thought was a kick in the teeth was, when I'm away in rehab, you have no phones, you have no communication with the outside world, right? Like you don't know what's going on, right? Like, and I didn't know that they had put a press release out saying that I was in the program, and I know lots of guys that have been through the program that no one would ever know. So I was kind of caught off guard, like what? Because I'm a meathead, they gotta let it be known. So man, my wife's dealing with that. She's at home trying to take care of 2 kids alone, and everyone's calling now saying, what is it, is he okay, blah blah blah. So that part to me, and it doesn't really affect me. I don't care. Like I'm not ashamed of it. Like I got help, right? Like this doesn't bother me.
Yeah,
but when it affects the people you care about, and she's trying to deal with it, and she's in the dark a lot too, right? Like she doesn't really know what's going on. All that she knows is I'm away, and that part I didn't like. But at the end of the day, it's one of those things where, listen, I'm sober, it's working, so I have nothing. I can't say anything bad. It worked. So are there things that can be better maybe or whatever? But at the end of the day, those are all, you can sit there and pick it apart all you want, but the outcome's what matters. So
it's really interesting you say that.
I'm still a disaster
because the press release. I remember seeing the press release, and then I came across it again, doing my world-class research for this interview. And I'm thinking, like, I don't know if I've ever really seen another press release like that. Like, guys are coming in and out of the program all the time, and I don't remember seeing that very often. And so now you're telling us you didn't even know about it, which makes it even more strange.
I had no idea they were going to do that. So
crazy,
Michael. That's got awful, dude. I'm sorry. Like, come on, dude. I'd be so fucking livid. I'd be like, well, no, this is private. Like, I think that's even what is it? Was it not WADA, but HIPAA? HIPAA law? HIPAA
well, it
fucking
just says
law.
that I entered the program, right? They don't say what it's for, but I mean,
no,
it's
but
pretty
doesn't matter though.
Lying.
Like we look at it, we're like, that's drug abuse, but you think, and that's the worst kind.
Right.
I'd rather than be specific and be like, no, he was drinking beer at 2:00 in the fucking morning.
He's fucking FaceTiming naked teammates.
He's FaceTiming his fucking buddies. He didn't even do anything wrong. Get the fuck out of here.
That's the thing that bothered me about it, like I said, was obviously my wife having to deal with it, but it was more, and then you get the, the allegations from it, right? Like, oh, he got in trouble, or he got caught out doing this, or
Doing heroin.
Yeah,
Like,
the
good guy.
speculate. Everyone's
or
speculating.
he's addicted.
Fuck.
Yeah,
We're like, he's a psycho on the
He's
ice.
doing
He must-
heroin
he-
with like
yeah.
Underage. Like, who knows?
I just watched him
Yeah.
bag somebody up on the ice,
Yeah.
acting like a
Beat
psycho.
up
He
old
must be
women.
a psycho off
Stop
the ice
beating
too.
up old women, Michael. Stop doing it. I'm joking.
well, exactly. So that was but like I said, at the end of the day, I was like, whatever. I don't give a shit. What matters to me is, what's under my roof. So it is what it is, and I moved on. And like I said, other things that could have handled a bit better, maybe, but the outcome is what mattered to me. So
Yeah, we just handled it, Michael. We just
That's
handled
right.
it.
I just wrote an email,
We just,
homeboy.
I know.
You're all
We
good.
just handled it right now. You're good. Hey, you're kind of like the modern day Sean Avery. Like, I always think of you like you're kind of like an Avery
I
a
don't
little
know
bit.
about
Like,
that.
no, a
I
little
don't know
bit.
about Andy.
Some-
Come on.
Hey, there's not many players
I
that
don't know.
play your way.
Did
Okay.
he do the bobblehead to Andy Murray? I don't think
No,
so.
no,
If you
okay.
compare
Well,
somebody,
I'm not saying he crossed the line.
You compare
like
somebody
that.
to fucking
He's
Sean
not
Avery.
doing the Marty Brodeur.
He's
or
not
whatever.
calling out wives and
yeah,
shit.
Sean Avery might be a little stretched.
Okay,
I mean,
fine.
He played with some sandpaper, but I think he picked and chose a little bit too.
Okay, well, give me somebody
Sorry,
else.
I had-
Before I ask
sorry.
this fucking question, give me somebody else then, so we can redo this thing.
Ryan Hallway.
No, I fought him a bunch of times too. That little fuck.
No, fuck, I beat the fuck out of him too, and that's funny. Did anybody catch you, by the way? Did anybody catch you a good one? Did you have to fight fucking Simon or any fucking
No,
guy?
see those guys, I never had to deal with them because. And when I was in the NHL and those guys were around, we had gillies. We had
No, you did.
yeah, we had dudes. Actually,
You
a funny
had
story
monsters.
about that. So Shawnee Thornton, and he's a homeboy from Oshawa too.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
that? Two Oshawa guys make it.
Dirty Oshawa. What's it called?
Dirty
Schwa.
Dirty Schwa.
Dirty Schwab.
But it was funny. Like I knew Shawnee growing up. He was obviously older, but when I was young, I'd always ask him to fight. And he would say like, "Hales, like I got fucking 6 guys ahead of you that are in the pecking order here. You can't just jump up and fight a super heavy." And then when years later I'm playing in San Jose and he's chasing me down asking me to fight. That's because there's no one, those guys all left.
Yeah.
So
Exactly right.
that goes back to what I was saying. It's just I went up the rankings not because I was going over top of people, just because people left.
Okay, well, here's what
Like
I
the
was saying.
dinosaurs.
Here's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
Okay.
Thank you. Defend yourself.
You
fuckboy.
play the brand that you play with is different. There's not a lot of guys in the league that play the way you do. So I'm curious though, like how are opposing players with you? Are they chirping you nonstop? Are they
a little bit.
Are they good? Like what's
little
the
bit.
experience like during a game for you?
For the most part, it's pretty good. I mean, you'll get the odd, but the chirps are so bad. It's a simple, you're brutal, or
yeah.
you won't get another shift or shit like that. But that shit never bothered me because it's like, well, I mean, we're all in the NHL here, so it didn't really bother me. Like, it's not like, okay, I'm upset that I can't sleep at night because I didn't play an extra shift in the NHL. I'm still in the NHL, so we all got jobs to do, and it didn't bother me. But for their chirps they're pretty watered down. I mean, your boy Otter there, he always had some
He'll get you.
he
He'll
loved
get
to
you.
chirp about money. It was always money. And
Well, he'll stand on his wallet.
Hey, and now
I'm 24 years old making, this kind of paychecks, whether or not it's a fraction of yours. I was like, geez, I'm on top of the world.
Dude,
right
Mikey,
now.
that motherfucker, I played with him in juniors. He signs for $1 million fucking dollars. He's a first round pick to fucking Dallas. He's fucking dating a chick that had a mansion in Windsor. Her parents own a tool and dine shop. They had bowling hours. He buys a brand new Escalade, the first and I'm watching him. I had the billet house right across the street. And I'm watching him and I'm like, this is for real? He's got a brand new I'm like, what the fuck is reality? But it helped me.
but he was an all-time
He
great
was
chirper though, man.
But Otter was great to me, dude. Like, he never fucking put us in a bathroom or any of that bullshit. He was fucking awesome. He put me in my place, but he was awesome. But they made a lot of money, dude. That's why he's telling he stored on his fucking wallet, because he did.
And now he wants
Yeah,
free
but it was
suits.
good in San Jose though. In San Jose, when I chirps about money though, it didn't take too long for my big boys to step in and whoever said it to say, when you have Jumbo and Pabs and them, they had no problem. Jumbo had no problem standing over top me, chirping back, and I make triple what you make, so it's okay.
Wow, see, I love that. Jumbo seems like the coolest. I actually hung out with him once. I know his brother pretty well. Like, what's he like as a teammate? Like one of your favorite teammates you've had?
Yeah, that team, Pavs, Jumbo, those guys are great. Joel Ward, Paulie Martin, those guys are still real. I'm still real close with them. So
Paulie Martin,
Paulie
yeah,
Martin, just a beaut.
The little nerd. He's got his glasses on, and he's like, "Hi, I'm Poindexter," but the fucking best of the best.
That guy's the
He'll
shit,
party.
man.
He'll party all fucking night.
That's his Clark Kent outfit.
I know, man. He played with me in Jersey, dude. This fucking has the glass. This could play 30 minutes a night if he wanted to.
But is Bugner your guy though? Like, I mean, you play for him a couple different spots, right? I mean, or no, just one spot.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I like Boogie. Yeah. I mean, I had Pete DeBoer, right? So, you had Pete.
Oh yeah.
So I like Pete, and then in San Jose, Boogie got the job as the Florida head coach, and I was in negotiations with San Jose, and it's an expensive state, so I wanted a little bit better contracts and more years, and they weren't really budging. And then when Boogie got the job in Florida, it was a good opportunity for me to go there and still learn or still know. I don't really have to change too much, right? A lot of it was our San Jose style, and so it worked out really well for me. And then even better, I even got to go back to San Jose, so it worked out great for me. I almost got paid what I wanted when they got back for me. So
wow, how about that? A little negotiating power.
Damn right, baby.
But what's it like playing like in California? Like San Jose, it's so expensive to live there. Like all the fans in the first couple rows, they make more money than the players.
Fuck yeah.
They're all like techies, smart as shit.
Silicon Valley.
I mean, how do you afford to like have like an NHL lifestyle? Like when you're not making based on NHL standards,
it's one of those places where if you have a lot of money and you can buy real estate, then you're making out like a bandit. For the rest of us pigeons, it was pretty shitty. I mean, great place to play, but expensive, super expensive. Like we're talking, $6,000 in rent for a 3-bedroom, 1,200 square foot house. So it's not.
Andy, though,
it's not ideal. Plus taxes in California, but
oh my god,
forest fires.
At the end of the day, it still was a great place to play. For me, it was more, that's where I identified the most of my career. I loved playing, and I think I'll always be a Shark. But it was that team, especially we had a couple years there where we were pretty deep, and it was just the team that we had was great. And that was probably my height of my career. It was fun, really fun to go to the rink every day. We were winning. Obviously some beauties that I still keep in touch with, and so obviously Jumbo's. He'll still get the odd FaceTime from Jumbo. He's still Jumbo.
You should FaceTime him sober at 2:00 in the morning. But
Andy, we still do now. We still do.
He's in Switzerland in his fucking castle, fucking hanging out like a fucking king.
Yeah. And they're tweeting about like
but
breaking
San
down,
Jose's
like,
sick
shift
though.
by shift.
Andy, we'd stay at the Valencia, and you walk past like beautiful women, and they walk past you and they look down upon you like, I just spent more money than you fucking make, you pigeon. You brought that up. They look down like you're a pigeon, but at least they're there. I mean, it's a cool spot, but you're like, fucking, there's so much money. It's just a little too much, I'd say. But I identify you as an Islander, homeboy. I don't know.
Really?
Fuck that.
I see San Jose. A little bit of Florida, though, too. Did you like playing in Florida? Like, what's it like playing with no fans?
That's the thing. So San Jose, team-wise, obviously I loved a lot of the guys in Florida, too. But team-wise, we were really good in San Jose. It was like, and a lot of older guys, right? Like I was, pretty young almost, and, being 30 there. And there was a lot of older guys. So, and by that time, I had a family, and so I identified a lot with a lot of these guys. But Florida was right up my alley as far as like a place to play. I don't know why guys don't want to go there. It was my dream, man. I loved it there. I would fish. I would pull up to practice. Our practice rink, and they have canals everywhere in Florida, right? When there's hurricane shit. I had this thing called an ultra skiff when I bought it when I was in Florida. It's just this like round boat almost, just a one-manner. And I would pull up to practice 2 hours early, do my piss tests, and then I'd put my fucking boat, my skiff in, and I would fish until someone FaceTimed me and said it was time to come in for practice. And then I would just pull it right into shore, fucking hop up and go into the rink.
You fucking kidding me?
Perfect for me. perfect for me. Sun. I'm never inside. I love the sun. You know, you swim every day. And it's a town where, you know, people like hockey. You know, like if I said, I play for the Florida Panthers, they're like, oh, fucking right. It's like they love it.
They lied to you.
They're like, oh,
they lied to you, Michael. Who are you kidding? They lied to you, but who cares? Let them pump your fucking tires up.
Yeah, exactly. But you're able to walk around, right? Like you said, I'm not big into, you know, when I'm done playing, I like to kind of stick to myself and my family and stuff. So I'm not.
Andy and I too.
Yeah. Hey, have you any suspensions for you? I'm always curious.
Yeah, he got a couple days.
Any suspensions?
He got a couple
yeah.
days. Fuck
Actually, you know what? I sneaked out the whole career. I only had one suspension, and that was for excessive roughing, I think, on Yarn Croc in Nashville.
Andy Strickland and Cam Jansen here for you for GadgetBuyback.com. Yeah. Gadget Lab, they got a store here locally if you're in St. Louis, 5541 Telegraph Road. Here's the deal. You got an old phone, maybe a cracked tablet. Maybe it's perfect, but it's a little bit older. Turn it in right now. www.GadgetBuyback.com. Upgrade your devices, phones, computers, watches.
Anything.
Doesn't have to be Apple either.
No.
Get those tablets turned in. Again, www.gadgetbuyback.com, 877-772-8880. Now back to the interview.
Yeah. The fuck does that mean?
That was excessive roughing.
What'd you do to
well,
him?
Originally, it was a sucker punch, but part of the stipulations when I had my hearing was that they had to remove the sucker punch from the suspension because it wasn't that was what we were. He saw me coming the whole time. He just didn't want to defend it. He just didn't want to.
I know the game. Tell me about this real quick. We got a couple more for you, and I like this Florida scene right quick. You bring your fucking boat up, dude. I like you so much more right now. You're a boat motherfucker.
He had a round boat.
I'm not done.
You don't even know what a round boat is.
Andy, you don't act like you know fucking anything about boats. Stop it.
Well, you need to look it up. Look it up.
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Unreal.
But here's my question for you.
What's it called? A skipjack?
Andy, you're out of your element, Andy. Stop it. He doesn't know shit about boats. He just don't even egg him on. My question to you though, Michael. You're in those fucking canals. You got your one man fucking boat. There's fucking gators cruising around, baby. Yep. There's fucking gators. What the fuck are you gonna do when a gator starts sniffing around your crotch? What are you doing?
I had this huge knife that I would put on the side, like you wore it like it was a gun holster. It was on the side of my leg. And basically my thought was, well, I mean, if you do the research, like gators don't really, they're supposed to be afraid of you, right? As long as it's not mating season. So as long as
they say that about
don't write that down in your notebook.
They say that about bears too.
No shit.
Yeah. So my thought process was, listen, if I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take some of it with me. So that's why I had that big knife there. But
you worry about it, though,
would that work?
Michael?
Would a knife work
Probably
on a big ass alligator?
You
may need a gun
to where like I might be able to swim to shore with one leg or something, but I definitely.
But you're not though, Michael. You're not though with one leg.
That's when you need some. That's when you need some excessive roughing.
Get that 40. Like
Jesus.
you kind of have a gun.
You know what scared me more? It was more when I'd hook up and I would and the fish is fucking flopping around and jumping.
Yeah, you're like, whoa,
hey.
Yeah.
I was like, fucking be quiet, man. Don't let them know that you're in stress, so they'll come and get you.
So you're thinking about that the whole time when you're in those fucking canals. You have to, right?
You know what though? Yeah, you do. But for me, the canals, the gators, they were scary. But it was more the snakes, man. I fucking hate snakes. And snakes, you have no idea where they are. So, like when I'm like, if I'm shore fishing or something, that's when I was like, whoa. You have to watch where you're stepping. Like I never got too close.
Michael, Florida is hillbilly heaven for it's the jungle. It's a hillbilly jungle. Yeah. Joe Rogan said that on his podcast, and it's so true. You have anacondas, Michael, that will take you and be like, "I'll fuck your shit up."
Well, and not only that, you got all the nature, but you got all the fucking people in Florida.
Oh,
they're just
every hillbilly thing ever. It's like a fucking.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought you were talking about.
No, but you have anacondas that'll fucking eat you. But then the people are hillbillies.
Fuck! Listen to this story. I just had my house in Florida. We own a house there for my plate, and we just had a squatter, some crazy woman. I just had to go through a month of legal processing to get this woman out. They dragged her out. The sheriffs had to drag her out. She was like she was dead legging it the whole time.
What does that mean?
What's she look like? My buddies want to know.
What does squatting and dead legging mean? Like, what do you mean? What was she doing? Was she like living in your house?
She was living in my house. Like, and in Florida, the rights are great. She was living in the house, just living in it.
Why was the water on and all the like utilities or what?
The fuck is
Well,
that?
no, I had a tenant, and then I guess the tenant maybe let this. I don't know if the tenant let her in, and then he couldn't get her out, but no, dead leg, and you never dead legged.
No.
Oh, especially when I was drinking. That's what you do when you dead leg it. So if you're getting kicked out of the bar or something, and the bouncers are dragging, you're not going to walk. You're
Just like Dave Portnoy did. Dave Portnoy did it when he dressed. Yeah,
so you're saying when the sheriffs took her out of the house, she dead legged it.
Oh, she dead legged it. Yeah, they had to carry her.
Oh my God,
interesting.
Hey,
I'm getting texts from my buddies right now. What does she look like again? How old?
Did you ever get knocked out on the ice?
No, never.
I tried to knock him out, Andy. It didn't work.
You know what?
It didn't work.
I was pretty good at not looking away. So if I was about to eat one, I was able to kind of put it to the side.
Me too, buddy.
Back, yeah.
And
my head was still the strongest part. Everything else aches and fucking can't move very good, but my head still seems to.
Well, your head doesn't look that good, by the way, Mike. I'm not sure.
I didn't say looks. I said it still works.
Hey, dude, man, I appreciate you coming on, man.
I know.
You're the fucking man, dude. I battled with you. You're still grinding it out. Andy says, hey, what about Micheal Haley? I go, fuck yeah, get his ass on. Let's go. So I appreciate you coming on, man.
That's right, man.
You're the man, dude.
So, and then when you get that contract next week, you call us and give us a shout out.
Yeah, where do you want to go? Because we'll make it happen.
I'm gonna make it to Colorado. I wish I would have brought
we got
you
more fucking swag
I wish I
than
would
you
have brought
think.
you here to St. Louis. You know,
we might make a call.
Otter and Chief on the staff, they'd love you.
Oh my God, we love you. You're gonna be doing interviews every day.
Otter on the bench, I chirped him more than I chirped any of the fucking players on the ice.
And he's not allowed to chirp you anymore.
Oh, would he chirp you as a coach though, dude? Because
we'd go back and forth, and I'd always chirp him. He's the one guy. Yeah, he I could say he doesn't get under my skin, but he did.
Fuck yeah, he does.
Of course he does.
He's the best too, by the way. Like a cool cat, man.
I've heard guys
he is the
that's
best.
usually how it works.
Yeah. You know how that is. All right. Thanks for coming on, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Be careful with the Gators. Be careful with the Gators. See you, buddy.
That was Micheal Haley.
Fucking badass.
Will he get another job?
Playing?
Like, you look at the cap.
Probably not.
It wouldn't cost a lot of money.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe.
Don't you think there's value? Is there value to still having
I don't know. I haven't seen him skate in a while.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. Is there value to having a player like him on the roster?
For
or is there
$700?
more value to having a player like him on the roster when every other team has a player like him on the roster, so you kind of need that? Like, if he's the only one, how much value?
Depends on if he could consistently hit people and consistently do stuff.
And be good in the room and all that.
And be good,
he checks all the boxes, dude.
I haven't seen him play in a while, man, to be honest with you. Like, I don't know.
Well, the biggest question is, does he still want to play? I think he does.
I know. He made some good money. Mm-hmm. You know, he's doing his thing. He's chilling.
He is.
Yeah, he's
good.
You
know what? Like,
and if he's not good, then
hey, there's always
know a lot of people.
There's always exactly, man. And
you
know
went to
what?
a lot
San
of
Jose brought you back twice. There's always jobs in hockey, man.
Look, when
even guys like Jared Bowl and
dude,
he called me the other night. They're working for teams. You know, if you're good in the room and you lay it on the line and you work your balls off every single night.
You don't need to
players don't realize you're always playing. You're always looking to get noticed by somebody, even if it's not during your playing career. It could be for something that pops up.
I like that
in your post career. You know what I'm saying?
You're not just
investing yourself.
You're investing yourself into the ownership group, into the management group, into the fans.
This is the guy we want as part of our brand.
Into the city too. That's why when the Blues had me do a million things, I'm like, oh yeah, I'll do it. Yes, man, to anything, and it worked. Look at us now. We're doing fucking kicking back and doing whatever. But Haley met so many different people. He did his thing. Somebody will hire him as being an assistant coach. He knows if a team hires you back twice, there's a reason for that.
Oh, there is. And it's a sign.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen on accident.
So, anyway, all good, baby.
It was good to have Micheal Haley on, though, man. Honestly.
That's a different one. You asked me about it. I'm like, yeah, get his fucking ass on.
I was like,
fuck yeah, dude.
Don't we have to have this guy on?
Fuck yeah.
I think so. So all the best to Micheal Haley, and if there's a GM out there looking for toughness, looking for character,
it's
not even toughness, man. It's character.
Or an assistant coach.
Player coach,
or like a scout or something. Like he
scout
fucking
coach.
Did it for a long time. Who has a better resume? Mm-hmm. He went through the minors and every fucking
played in the coast,
played everywhere.
Jared Bednar, the coach of the sick flow,
who played in a different
in Colorado. God. He's picking him up as the assistant coach for the South Carolina Stingrays.
Come on, so
hook him up.
He's
Colorado. Let's go.
I love to live in Colorado. So my word, Andy Strick.
Dude, we can take it there.
I want a
We can
house
take it there.
looking over fucking
So do I.
mountains.
Now, I want a stream right there. A stream going right.
I want to live in
underneath my
Aspen
deck.
like Dumb and Dumber did, and just look over the mountaintops and just chill in the little village. We gotta make a lot more money, homie.
To get to Aspen. Aspen's expensive. You
Can we do that in
there.
Eureka?
You can vacation there.
Okay.
I don't know. You see, according to you, we can. I mean, you act like it is.
My buddy
Aspen.
owns a fucking ski resort in Eureka, so go fuck yourself. It's called Hidden Valley, motherfucker. It's everywhere.
Is that a ski resort?
Yeah.
You ever been there?
Yes.
Is it
My buddy
real
owns
skiing?
it. We used to go there in high school and take his golf carts around because it's a golf course too, and cruise around and jump in the lakes.
We need to
like
go there. We need to go there.
psychopaths.
I want to check that place.
You're not allowed
I've
there.
never
It's-
been to
it's-
Hidden Valley.
No,
man.
it's for like really the cool people.
I'd like to check that out.
Keep getting guests on. We'll talk.
All right. Micheal Haley on the Cam and Strick Podcast, brought to you by CarShield and carshield.com. 800-857-2481. Mention that promo code CAM, which is so embarrassing. You'll save 10%. So embarrassing.
It's embarrassing saving money.
800-857-2481.
No, it's
Mention the promo code CAM. You're going to save 10%. They make the process of fixing covered repairs incredibly simple, Cam.
They do, and they did it for me. Remember, I walked out of that Mexican joint, and I'm like, "Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, goodbye." And they're like, "Bye, Cam." And my fucking star didn't work. And I'm like,
Affordable protection plans that can save you thousands for a covered repair, including computers. You don't ever think about your computer going out. Well, it'll happen.
"Oh God, yeah."
Engines go out, air conditioning, lots more. And the coverage isn't one size fits all. Customize it and do it today. Bud Light Seltzer.
Yeah.
Black cherry, strawberry, lemon, lime, and mango.
Motherfucking mango.
Cam's favorite.
Mango. God, mango's fucking popular.
Pineapple.
And people are like texting me
Platinum
other mango
version.
shit. I'm like, only text me mango seltzer, dudes. I don't want mango. I don't give a fuck about mango as a whole. I like mango seltzer. That's what I want.
That's not really true, though, man.
No, I like
anything
mango. Anything.
Anything.
Yeah, you know what? I like mango as a whole.
Anything
I'm sorry.
mango.
I'm like your biggest fucking advocate.
No shit.
Mango should fucking
5% alcohol, too. Less than 100 grams of sugar. Or less than
Easy
1
peasy.
gram of sugar.
Get it
Less
right.
than 100 calories. 1 gram of sugar. Not even.
Yeah, it's
Plus, they've
smooth.
got pineapple. They got. Have you tried the grapefruit and the cranberry? Have you tried it
What do I
all?
look like? Like, are you out of your mind?
Try that out.
We're learning the second level of everything.
Go to budlight.com. They'll send it to your house. They'll just mail it to you. It's
How
that
easy is
simple.
that?
Oh, it's very easy. Bud Light Seltzer, baby. Get that mango. Get it today.
Mango.
Keep it handsome. Smell good. Look right. Feel good. Play good. Is that how it goes? Get that beard moisturizer.
My wife
Just
is
put that
smelling
beard
my hair
moisturizer on.
now. My wife is smelling my hair now. It's so weird.
Get that body spray too.
Smell handsome.
And get a hoodie. Fight ugly.
Where girls go like, who's that? Who's that handsome? You're the handsome motherfucker. Like, well, hey, hi, I'm Beverly. I make $1 million on Wall Street. Hi. You want that or no?
Yeah. Keep it handsome.com. Check it out and get that hoodie, though. It supports the Montreal Resource Center. It goes back to fighting bullying. We're all about anti-bullying on this show.
Hell yeah.
So check it out. Get that Fight Ugly hoodie. You can also get it at Amazon, amazon.com. So check
Blowing
it
up.
out.
Blowing up.
Get it today and support a good cause at the same time and support the Cam and Strick podcast. Keep it handsome. And our boy Mirko right out of Montreal, baby. Everything's
Motherfucker.
better in Montreal.
Oh,
Things
Louis
are-
the 14th brought
yeah,
a
yeah.
bunch of hot chicks back in the day.
Things are
but
pretty
whatever.
good in Colorado, too. And that's where you find Victor Hockey, victorhockey.com.
God damn, Colorado.
Dude, these guys have great
Can we
logos.
go there?
Great logos. Tattoo artist.
Fuck, and just kick our feet up and like
We
fucking
can go
ski
there.
and get our minds right.
Hang
What's
out with Victor Hockey.
up?
Check them out on Twitter and Instagram at Twitter Hockey USA. Pretty easy to see, pretty easy to find. Check out their hats, their hoodies, their T-shirts.
It's all
Mention that
cool,
promo
man.
code Cam and Strick. You're going to save 20%. And by the way, keepithandsome.com. You mentioned the promo code Cam and Strick. You're going to save 15%. So, I mean,
do you
they're
like to
saving
save
you
money?
You want
or
to save
no?
money or not?
And look good? Shit.
So, again,
maybe wheel some dime from Aston.
that's right. Oh, there you go.
With
Victor
that
Hockey.
hoodie on? Fuck yeah.
Get those hats. Get those hoodies.
Smell
get those
good,
T-shirts
look
today.
good,
Feel
wheel
good.
good.
And wheel good.
Oh, that could be.
Wheel good.
I mean, fuck, you just got doing the slopes. You're fucking jacked up. You get in the shower. You put your fucking clothes on. You go downtown Aspen like a big dick motherfucker. You're wheeling
Wheel good.
shit. You're wheeling that fucking 23-year-old badass bitch. Get that. Get that. And you're smelling good, too. She's going to smell your hair and be like, oh, you're handsome. I love you.
All right, Bellman and Bellman.com as well.
Yep.
New cars, pre-owned cars. The winter's around the corner.
Yeah.
Dude, they've got so many four-wheel drive options on both sides of the street. Whether you want a Dodge, Ram, Jeep, whatever you want. Chrysler.
XRT Jeep with a badass turbo. You get a dual exhaust in that bad boy. You put a hockey equipment in there and sticks and fucking fly around and park right.
And I could probably put my boat on there, too.
You don't have a goddamn boat. You don't know shit about boats.
I do.
Just stop it.
I do.
You got a 22-year-old kid cuckolding you and your wife on a fucking pontoon boat in a pond. Shut up.
Across the street, you got the Cadillac. You can get the Escalade. That's what I'm looking for right now. Get a Buick Enclave like Cam.
I'll take that mug.
With captain
I'll make that
seats.
cool, dude.
Those are cool.
They are.
Cadillac, Buick, GMC on the other side of the street. Award-winning customer service is what you find with our boy Dan Bellman and the entire team with Bellman.com.
You saw the video. You saw the guy on Instagram and all that.
Yeah.
I think they created that guy just because they listened to this shit.
Probably.
And the Bellman live reads.
They're like, who is
They're like, who's this swinging dick? And I'm like, oh, let me find somebody.
him.
Oh, here he is.
This is him.
They did that perfect for us.
Yeah.
We gotta have Brody do that.
What does he say, by the way? When
he fucking hits the car and he's like, I'll fucking wheel you fucking bear. Just like I say. I said this before he did it.
he did.
We're like my wife walks
And
up and they're like,
proof
you're
that they
fucking
exist.
Cam's girl, get over here, girl. My fucking guy. I used to beat his foot. No, you didn't. I don't even know who you are. You used to beat my ass when? And what? Get the fuck out of here.
All right,
Fuck
Cope24, Cope24.com. All right, we've got a big event going on right now. Where should people go? Cope24.com. Check it out. The virtual gala is happening right now. Check out all the videos. Check out the auction items and stuff we have on there too. No auction items, but all the information you need to learn more about Cope24. So walk right into the experience. Check it out. Do us a favor, man. Go to Cope24.com. Just check it out.
They're just a good charity.
Renee Howitt is one of the best people we know. This is an unbelievable charity.
I'll take it over. Look, I've done so much charity work. It's unbelievable. Sometimes you're like, oh, okay, what do you want me to do? With Cope24, honest to God, they help parenting and stuff like that.
That really need
exactly what the fuck I talk about every damn day about my dad and my mom and what they went through and all that stuff. I'd be in jail. I'd be a psycho. Although I am but I'm kind of normal now.
No, if you didn't have a good family dynamic.
Oh my God, I would be donezo, guys. So I don't know. Just
check it out. Go to Cope24.
Sorry
to
be
like, I checked it out.
Yeah, just
Cope24. Our girl Renee was sick flow.
She's the best of the best. She makes me feel good about myself. I'm like, can I talk to you, Renee? Just to talk. Andy, you bring me down, and I go to Renee, and she's like, Cam, you're a beautiful.
Lift you up.
You're a beautiful soul. I'm like, oh, I am a beautiful soul. And then talked to Andy. I'm like, oh, I suck at everything again.
Not true.
No, it's all good.
All right, Renee Howard, Cope24. Check that out. All right, this has been Micheal Haley on episode number 89, man. We're approaching number 90. Got a good one coming up next time, too, so keep it locked right here with us on the Cam and Strick Podcast.